Hey everybody, Shofi here. Just on my way to a conference. Just wanted to respond to a question that one of the subscribers asked. He asked me to get into flat Earth and the mark of the beast. And I just want you guys to know that as far as flat Earth versus round Earth, I don't generally tackle those. The reason being is that I believe that they're actually a big waste of time. Why do I say that? It's not that they're not important issues. It's just that when you argue over them, flat Earth versus round Earth, it does not spread the message of love. And Jesus said, first and foremost, the two laws are to love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and then love your neighbor as yourself. With those two, things like flat Earth, they don't generally give the right impression. So whether the earth is rounded in a spherical shape or in a flat shape, I'm going to tell you the truth, I don't know. There are much evidences to present both sides. I've looked it up before, and both of them give good evidence as to why either side could be true. So that's as far as the flat earth and the round earth. But the mark of the beast, I could shed a little light on this because I used to read a lot in Revelation, and it seems to be very scary to people, but it really isn't. First thing that we have to note about the Revelation is that this revelation was given to John, and it's called the Revelation of Jesus Christ. That book is meant to reveal Jesus Christ to you. It's not, people try to put it as far as the end of the world and all of those things, and granted, that's in there. That's not the actual focal point. If you're not seeing Jesus Christ in there being revealed to you, then you're not reading the book correctly. The book is titled The Revelation of Jesus Christ. It's written by John. So the mark of the beast, people get into it with the 666 and the mark on the hand and the forehead, and some say that it was credit cards, social security numbers. They have this chip that links your bank account now that they can put into your hand. Some people are saying that it is, you got movies with the goggles and all these types of things. The mark of the beast, it's all over the place. People think that it's this, people think that it's that. I saw one that was pretty good as far as the Islam and the way that the symbols were written, and it's all pretty interesting. But the mark of the beast is actually not those things particularly. When you think about a mark, God put a mark on Cain. There's a mark here. The Christians had a mark, a seal, so to speak. A lot of things in Revelation were metaphorical, and you have to not pay attention so much as to the mark, the number, so to speak. You have to pay attention to where it is. It said that this mark was on the right hand and the forehead. Okay? The right hand always symbolized the action or the power. God's right hand is Jesus. When you want to have the expressed image of God, look at his right hand, which is his word. When they were talking about sitting on your right and on your left hand, remember the disciples were talking about that. They were talking about the things closest to him. So God's right hand, all right? By you putting the mark of this beast on your right hand, they're talking about your actions. They're talking about how you live. They're talking about the way that you conduct yourself. Okay? And as far as your head, that has to do with your soul. All right? If your soul belongs to the beast, that is the mark of the beast. It is in your soul and in your actions. So basically, the mark of the beast is basically having the devil in your actions and having the devil in your soul, in your mind. Remember, why gain the world and lose your soul? You can actually be sealed with the mark of the beast, the mark of the devil, in your mind, the way you think, the way you act, the way you treat people, all of it lines up with either being owned by God or being owned by the devil. So the mark of the beast is not necessarily something that you can get a tattoo of. Not to say that you would want a tattoo, but the mark of the beast has to generally do with the way a person is, the way that the person is either owned by God or owned by the devil. Technically, if you want to get technical, you already have the mark of the beast if you're not saved. You're already marked, because as God says, you're already judged. You are judged already if you do not accept Christ. But if you notice the way that the world is going, particularly in America, if you don't act a certain way towards demonic culture, then it becomes harder for you to live. There are certain people who are being persecuted because they will not accept certain facets that the government is saying is acceptable. Okay, if you're against abortion, if you are against homosexuality, if you are against these things, if you basically follow what God is saying, well, then you technically are hateful. People don't want your service. They don't want you around. It's going to get to a place to where if you do not have the mark of the devil, as far as the way that he acts, the way that he is, the way he thinks, if you do not have that in your thought process and in your actions, you will not be able to function in this world, because they will, with their one world government, take over and say, this is the way that you have to think. This is the way that you have to act. This is what is acceptable. The law says that it's okay. You have to follow it this way. And if you don't, you hate, you're bad, and it's going to get to a point to where they're going to actually kill you for it. It's already happening in other countries just for being Christian. So the mark of the beast is not necessarily, oh, you did this, now you're just gone. There's nothing that you could do. You blaspheme the Holy Spirit, it's not forgiven. No, it's not like that. The mark of the beast is simply you are owned by the devil in your thoughts and in your actions. So I hope that helps. I can do a more in-depth video on it to show you where the scriptures are and what examples in society. But that's basically that. Hope it helps. Jofi here. I'm out.